Adar, Abhinandan, Abhar. Namaskar, this is Arpita Srivastav Rai, welcoming to all my dear viewers and the learners from ACIC on this inaugural day, where it marks our project SOCH under the aegis of Roots to Bloom, along with the team of the Atmanirbhar Bharat Learning Platform. As I would like to tell our viewers that why we named this project as SOCH or what it stands for. So just to share, this project SOCH stands for the Socio-Economic, Organizational, Cultural Harmony. And I'm very happy to say that on this inaugural day, we are sharing this project with our honorable chief guest of today and the guest of honor, who, with their blessing, this project is going to start. So here I'm requesting my IT team to let's have a welcome video for all of us. Over to you, IT team.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Sangeeta.
IT team. Well, so starting the session, as we are all excited for our inaugural session. So my dear learners, can we have a thumbs up from all the learners? Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Kali Charan. Thanks for that applaud. Really helped us. So let me share as we are on a very exciting journey. So I'm going to start the session with a very brilliant quote. So as you all know, this is not a quote, it's a statement given by Mr. Piyush Goyal, the minister who is heading the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, as it's about G20. So I'm going to quote his statement, what he said on the G20 presidency of India. He said, for India, the G20 presidency also marks the beginning of Amrit Kal, the 25 years period beginning from 75th anniversary of its independence on 15th August 2022, heading up to the century for its independence towards a futuristic, prospective, inclusive, and developed society distinguished by a human-centric approach to its core. And why I quoted his quote, because through his ministry only, we have our chief guest who is representing. So we are very extremely happy and honored and privileged to have our chief guest, Dr.Sanjeeb Patjoshi Ji, IPS PhD, Chairman and Managing Director, State Civil Supplies Corporation, and CEO, Council for Food Research and Development, College of Indigenous Food Technology. Welcome, sir, on our platform.
Thank you. Thank you.
So before I call upon sir, I would also like to address that we have a guest of honor also with us, Dr. A.V.N.L Sharma, Professor and Dean Academics. Welcome on board with us, sir. So the very first where I would love to hear, and I'm sure all the viewers will love to hear. So here I would be inviting sir. But before I invite on board sir, I would love to give a brief introduction about our chief guest. Allow me to read your introduction, sir. Dr. Sanjeeb Patjoshi ji. Well, as I already addressed, that Dr. Sanjeeb Patjoshi ji, IPS PhD Chairman and Managing Director, Food and Civil Supplies and CEO Council for Food Research and Development, and CEO College of Indigenous Food Technology. That is his current position, and his previous postings are, he has also served as Joint Secretary to Government of Indian Ministry of Panchayati Raj, Delhi, Joint Secretary and Director, National Institute of Cooperative Management, and Director, SOCH, International Center for Agriculture, Banking Ministry. Managing Director and Chief Executive of 3 public sector of State Cooperative Dairy Milk Federation, State Road Transport Corporation, and State Film Division Corporation. IG, Road and Safety, Traffic Management and Protection of Civil Rights. IG, State Human Rights Commission, Communication Officers, United Nations Mission in Kosovo, Europe. Commissioner of Police, Calicut. Joint Director, Deputy Secretary of Government of India, Ministry of Tribal Affairs, Delhi. Well, as far as the academic qualifications are concerned, he has enriched himself in PhD in Economics, Entrepreneurship Development from Odisha Government Sambalpur University, MBA from IIM Bangalore, combined with Syracuse University, USA, MTech from IIT Kanpur, PGDM Sustainable Development from TERI University, Delhi, and BTech from NIT Nagpur. Happy to share some of the accolades that he has addressed to his journey. He's been awarded President of Indian Medal for Meritorious Service in 2016, Distinguished Alumni Satyendra Dubey Memorial Award from IIT Kanpur in 2011 for Honesty, Integrity, Distinguished Alumnus Award in 2019 from NIT Nagpur, United Nations Medals in 2001, and Best Director Award from Competitive Successes Review in 2015 and 16. Glad to have you with us, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Namaskar, really Professor Verma, Mr. Pradeep Singh, Arpita, and many other really talented and learned faculties, participants, and I think some students also, they are young students. Aapko sabko namaskar and wonderful. Just we started from January, now February. Wonderful New Year also 2023, and it's a beautiful that India has a presidency of G20. Honorable Prime Minister is leading the front, and now it is rotational among the thing, but still very important. And our Indian GDP is going very high, almost like we have crossed to 4th position or 5th position at the world level. Most probably in a few years we will get the 3rd level GDP. And the program is SOCH. Basically, it's SOCH is a Hindi word, thinking, and in that abbreviation, socio-organizational and the cultural heritage, harmony, all those things. One of the very important things. I'll just narrate because some Odisha people are there. Odisha was having trade long before Bali, Sumatra of Indonesia. And I think as far as I remember, the presidency was given at the Indonesia only. As far as I remember, it was Indonesia.
Yes, sir, yeah.
Yeah, so it was very coincidental that Odisha feels proud that we are having a lot of trade relationship, and that's why now even Odisha Bali Jatra, that's commemoration of that, is always every year celebrated in the sea beach area. And that's one of the long term, and even in Indonesia, Bali, Sumatra, also some people speak Odia even. That's a language. And Odia is a very old language. It's a Aryan language, and it is a classical status in India. I think some years back before. And even I know, as far as my knowledge goes, even Bhassena wrote in basically Odia language. These all palm leaves are in Odia, and the same Odia I read somewhere, the palm leaf thing, it is what the Odia that time and Odia that now is same. When I could read means you can understand even some centuries ago also the same Odia is still there. That's the originality of a language. And now what Mr. Pradeep Singh is really and they moving towards very nicely on this program, a platform that young also involved and certain experienced and talented, learned people also involved to something different, new, because India has to do something different, because our Siv Khera tells it is not only necessary that you do different things, but you have to do things differently. Then only you get an impact. And same thing can be also done differently. I'm just giving a small example in our day-to-day life also. We don't wear the same shirt or same design. We change but we don't change our body's posture or body size overnight. But by that time, some differentiation comes and we impress others, or you look good or you feel good also. That also very important now, because always a different thing sometimes brings disruption. That happens in the mobile technology or even the electronic technology. You see, something come new is a disruption role. So that disruption not necessarily very costly sometimes, very costly sometimes. So now the differently concept has to come, and then only you will be able to do that. Plus another very interesting, because our India, whatever we have got Stand-up India, Startup India, many things, but still the entrepreneurship is not that level expected among the youth. People are doing wonders, or many wonders are there, I understand. But if you see the Western culture, Western society, after college or even +2, they start thinking on entrepreneurship. We are very conservative. We seek for a job and some security. They venture into, even you see all Mark Zuckerberg or even Steve Jobs or even all are very venturist in the right from beginning. Even they quit the college even sometime. Even like our Bill Gates, he never went to college. He said, 12th I started business. That level is required. I'm not telling education is good. Education helps to fine tune your knowledge and some maybe nitty-gritty of a business. That's very important. But some risk aversion has to be changed. We have a lot of risk aversion. So that has to be risk-taking mentality. And after one, you get a suppose solid idea, something. Credit not issue actually. Now we think the credit's one of the financial position is a big issue, but it's not so issue nowadays. A lot of mudra loans, a lot of things are coming up, and that is the SOCH you must start. And then only we will be able to prosper very high. It also cascading economy, because the money multiplier comes into picture. Then your own well-being also increase, and obviously your community also increase. And rural area, urban area, wherever live, that also get into a very prosperity. I'll give you a small example. Sivakasi. I don't know, you know about Sivakasi in Tamil Nadu. I have gone to that place. It is two brothers started. It was a very, almost like a no agriculture, nothing but dry land here. Two brothers thought that we'll start manufacturing the firecrackers. After that, now printing of the posters, especially cinema poster, all this thing. Now Sivakasi has a revenue of more than 40,000 crore annual revenue. Even in spite of the fact that firecrackers are environment issues, a lot of loss in business. But they have ventured into other business, mastic, that matchbox thing. So this type of some initiative, somewhere we have to start that contributing to our, maybe your hometown or your own home district or whatever way. Another very interesting thing is that we should also start innovating things. I'll give you a small example. Every small product also coming from China. And because they're innovating. We are not only innovated. We have small product. I mean, LED light is a small thing, but it all we import from China. 100% LED light is being imported from China. Even gardening equipment, your household equipment, small toy. Now, Honorable Prime Minister started in, I think, Bangalore, some hub is being done for toys and dolls, because so that we should not depend on imports of wooden or whatever plastic. So this import dependence also, that is what Atmanirbhar. Gandhiji had started during freedom struggle Swadeshi movement, that we had really overburdened with the textile, cheap textile. By our weavers and textile business, India, we are getting perished overnight. And because machine oriented. So the Swadeshi movement came, we succeeded in the national independence movement. British also understood that economy in a different way. And now Atmanirbhar only not for substitution, import substitution. Even in the time there was an import substitution movement was there. How to stop the import, and you try to develop products for the import system. Now Atmanirbhar is a very grand, I think. It also development and technology also. And only Atmanirbhar just for self-sufficient, it has to be exported also. So Atmanirbhar also, my understanding, it is also supposed to export to others also, other countries, so that we get a good foreign exchange earning and we get a good name. That is also expanding business from India. And another very important thing, the third point, we must realize the effort. We must have a respect for entrepreneur. I'll give you a small litmus test. Do you respect in our, whether you take a son-in-law and daughter-in-law and entrepreneur, boy and girl, we think he should be a salary oriented. We don't have respect that way. So that is the societal culture we have to change. Otherwise, we all look for very good salary working in some corporate or government sector. We prefer that type of son-in-law and daughter-in-law. You must change, and that has to change from every now, at least our generation and further generation. Some community have, especially I have seen a Marwadi community, some Gujarati community, they have some concept. But other community, they think that all salary is much secured salary, secured job. That is the preference for us. So we must change this concept in our, especially that another SOCH, Mr. Pradeep Singh, so that we must do that. Then only things will prosper. In Western culture, they have very less respect for the salary. Those are venture, Silicon Valley is typically. Another, I'll tell you the classical example in our Indian society that because I did my PhD, so I could. Silicon Valley, what happened? If you work in a big company, maybe Google or whatever, I get experience of 10 years. I tell my boss, top boss, that I want to go to business. The top boss encourages me. He said, go back, go to field, you start your venture, any difficulty, you come back, I'll help you. But India, what happened? This is a reverse culture. India, the problem is if you start telling your top boss, he said, you are killing me, you have become rival, I'll kill you overnight. This is happening. That is why the succession business is not happening. Ancillary is not happening very big way. And even this was experiment in UK, Silicon Valley experiment didn't succeed because there also same problem. Luckily concept is there. Very strong rival. India, that also, we should not be, big businessmen should not compete with the small businessmen or small new just coming up. Because in that, what happened, that new fellow has a lot of struggle. He gets demotivated and withdraws from the system. Some of the Silicon Valley, it was documented 20 years before. During my research, I also found that even now also same system now. So newcomers are not being promoted very strongly, maybe because of the our cultural syndrome. That's also one of the cultural syndrome where we again compete with the, and even how big we are. People has to have their own domain of business. Why should we be jealous of a small player and just entry-level player? Now, this also among the youth, it has to be done. We have to convince the people, don't please compete us because give me a chance. I also want to grow like you. And I admire you. Nothing that we are criticizing you. And that concept happens, then obviously it is a very symbiotic system of growth and we'll be able to do a lot of things. And it really is a pride for India that G20 has come to India. A lot of programs are being done, a lot of good coverage in the media also. And Odisha also should benefit from that because when Odisha, I was told that Odisha is also a lot of, GIET University, all those things. I know they are doing excellently, but the academic input is fine. That is for making a personal wisdom, knowledge, all those things. But their practical nitty-gritty is also very different. And I don't believe in that. Many people say that field practice is very different. You forget about academic training. No, I don't believe. Academic training is a must to start a foundation of a system or a career. And it is really, some people really advise, even I was advised, oh, forget about your academic knowledge and you start differently. Maybe some hardly less qualified also succeeding business. That may be one assumption near the iceberg, all those things. But normally academic inputs are must so that they should know. There is a less tolerance for committing mistake now. 20 years before you commit a mistake, but now you'll be totally bankrupt and people will be after you to recover. So when you have the system zero mistakes, then you should be solidly knowledge and wisdom in your brain so that you don't commit mistakes. So you know that before what we are going to do and how. Recently, our NSA, National Security Advisor, is very senior to us, and he gave a small, I saw clipping. He said, fear comes for where? He said three chances: before doing anything, while doing anything, and after doing anything. He said that the fear after doing anything is okay, but not before and while doing. Because before you do, fear means you will withdraw. And while doing means if you are a fear, that means you are not committed to do work. After you can introspect, okay, I did something, then you can have some calculation for corrective mechanism. But these are all you have to understand in a young generation, that is the way. And that is the, unless you jump into water, you don't learn swimming. This is also another fact of life, because whatever lecturing, whatever we do, unless somebody jumps into the water, he will not do learn swimming. So these are all we should encourage, and G2 also one of the good platform to expose to international things, a lot of activities being done. And I hope Odisha in this type of things happen, even other states also, all India grows very big way. And of course, India now overcome from the very bad syndrome of quality. I don't know whether you children time we remember we some foreigners coming, we are asking that, okay, Japanese camera. We are never doubting that Japanese camera will be a defective one. And India also has that, still a small crisis is there till now, because the credibility on quality. Unless until the quality assurance is there, people will once may buy and later on repent, and they will not be repeat customer. So we have to be very sincere on that. And that is also there. And thirdly, or fourthly rather, a customer care has to be there. We are lacking in India as of now, because Gandhiji had said that customer is a god and he gives opportunity for service, all those things, but only theory. But we have to understand anywhere customer, whatever the expectations and our service level, that is what the all foreign brand cars. I remember when young, we used to have Ambassador and Fiat. There were restriction of 60 km speed, and one long trip means you have to go to workshop for repair. Now, anybody tells when you buy a car that you don't travel more than 60 km per hour? They said you take in a showroom and you whatever you like you do. So that type of customer quality deliverance has come, and so that people are able to do. That's what we are really flooded with the foreign brands. Indian brands were vanished because overnight they got killed. Ambassador, Fiat, or even Indian TV. Can you see even the Asia time 1982? A lot of Indian brands were there. All Onida, then this all Caltron or Odisha also, one Konark TV was there. Nobody knows now. There's all artifact now. I mean, some displayed in some museum. We have LG, Samsung, all very foreign brands. So this you have to understand. I mean, that only the things will definitely depend. I really compliment Mr. Pradeep Singh, Mrs. Arpita, Mr. Burma, then all really very nice discussion on today's that how to evolve ourselves to go to greater heights in a different way, differently. And ultimately aim is that our India should grow. India should be a dominant leader in the world. And that's what Vishwaguru, Honorable Prime Minister repeats that Vishwaguru concept. Thank you very much. Once again, really wishing all the best and really wonderful to have you and meet you all in the virtual at least. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Thanks a lot. I must say, what an encouraging and beautiful words said by our chief guest, Dr. Sanjeeb Patjoshi ji. I'm sure that the youth would have really embedded something with the experience that sir shared to you all, right? So can we have a lot of thumbs ups for sir?
Thank you. Thank you.
He has given his valuable time, valuable resources, his key inputs, and I'm sure our youth will have these takeaways. So in a way, sir is encouraging to be the entrepreneurs of the future. So that's what, and you need the best thing what I can inherit from him is please inculcate a habit of risk taking. So that's what, don't make yourself afraid from taking risk, Comfort zone is always makes everyone very comfortable, and I'm sure a societal change is required, that what sir is stressing on, and that will only happen when our youth will start thinking in that direction. So thank you, sir, once again. Really, very happy to hear you.
Thank you.
And now I would request my IT team to present a certificate of gratitude to our chief guest.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Arpita ji. And thank you to sir. I would like to narrate one of the short story early in the morning, which happened actually. We keep on sharing this article, we keep on sharing this content, we keep on sharing the flyer, but until today morning, no one has asked me actually why this SOCH is capital and what is the full form of SOCH. That's what the mentor is. Sir asked me the same. And the moment sir asked me, I told to sir. And I even, what I did is, I informed to my people also and to ACIC students also. That SOCH stands for this. No one was asking actually why this is capital. Always I was writing in capital, but no one was asking. So thank you, sir. Thanks for mentoring us. Thanks for at least supporting us. Sir had been with me since last, I must say, 4 to 5 years. I was working under him for one of the projects in Delhi. Since that time, sir is mentoring me, my students, and in each of our programs, that is Atmanirbhar Bharat or R2B is doing. sir is always there, and that is how we get energized. Thank you, sir. It's a small token from our side. Once we will be there at either in Kerala or Delhi, sooner or later I will be meeting you. Thank you to all. Thank you for your guidance. Very aptly said, sir. Very aptly you actually presented how the entrepreneurship journey is and what are those impediments. Really, the societal impediments are there. Really, the impediments towards entrepreneurship is not starts from home and then you start to the market. What is that market risk? The very first market risk are our own competitors. And India is, of course, whenever we go, we see overseas, they are asking for the quality. That is the primary thing which we are actually lacking behind. And the very most important thing which we are not at all focusing around, that is customer care. But Gandhiji used to actually observe across India, but we are not following that. I truly accept those things. And I am really again thankful to sir for actually guiding us, for being with us, for giving his precious time to actually supporting us during this inaugural speech. Thank you, sir. Thank you to IT team for supporting this.
I'll announce one more because I'm also slightly, I'll announce any Odisha youth and boy and girl, anything, it will be left to Mr. Pradeep Singh and his team to select. Any boy and girl doing good entrepreneurship, I'll institute 5,000 each annual award cash prize to him. So that
can we have a huge applause for sir?
So it will be in my father-mother memory. And that annual will give any Oriya youth, maybe below age of 25 or 30, whatever, not very senior. And he is to any person. I leave it to Mr. Pradeep Singh and Mrs. Arpita to select. And both gender, not only one, both gender, and who is doing real entrepreneurship will have a, money is not matter, but recognition is also important, but 5,000 each will give a reward. Thank you.
Thanks sir, for this acknowledgement. And we will be doing homework for this, and we will be getting back to you for that.
Other parameter definition, all those things we can work it out.
Pradeep, I would like to say something in this regard.
Yes,
Dr. Sanjeeb, sir, very happy that you have announced that. Let me bring that background, what ACIC is all about. So Atal Community Innovation Center, we are here to foster, like you said, entrepreneurship among girls and boys. So we have a great team of students here who work with us in ACIC. And I will be more than happy to initiate this this kind of an offer, and we will definitely work with Pradeep and see we get these young students motivated to take more risk and build nation, and we are part of this G20. Let's work together and make it big, sir, with your support and with your guidance and blessings.
Thank you very much. Very nice, really. We'll physically meet in the, I think you are located in Bhubaneswar or what?
Yes, sir. We are in Gunupur district.
Yeah, I know that. We'll meet I'll make a visit. Yeah.
Thank you, Pradeep ji. Thank you, Arpita ji.
Thanks. Sir, I just wrote a mail requesting the DM of the same, actually Gunupur, to have a visit to ACIC, and of course, I have invited her to this particular forum also to guide our students on the same. Because I am now very recently I joined Gunupur as an CSR advisor. So that's how.
Namaste, sir. I need a small suggestion if you don't mind.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, sir. Actually, ACIC's Dr. Sunil sir, they have a lot of machines also along with the 3D printing, right? So today I visited and we started with the small. You can say that the fiber or plastic type of toys we can able to make it, right? Even small gears and a small component we can be essential to fit in assembly purposes for making a toy, and we can able to make a toy. Can we make this one towards an entrepreneurship platform through the 3D printing, sir? We can able to make a small products, toy products also.
Yeah. That actually I've seen in Pragati Maidan. Now they are doing a lot of home decor product also, 3D printing.
Yes.
And the 3D printing is not costly. It is 15,000, 20,000 rupees.
No. We have a message, sir. We have a message with
Even
SCIC.
anybody trying to.
Yes, I have taken a trial, and today I made it an helical gear, small helical gear, which is just is required for the assembly purpose of a small toy. And I will take next is the toy, right? One toy I will make it, and just like your car or something, just for an example. So we can make the toys, and can we plan for that one towards an entrepreneurship?
But I suggest one thing. We have got a very science lab. They are lacking all the models, because students have to learn model, because now we don't go by dissection of frog and all those things. So develop this thing for school
That
level.
also,
We have a good market instead of buy all those things.
That also I have taken, sir. That also I have taken, and I designed that.
Contact the many colleges, all those things. They will like to have a model like our.
I have taken, sir. I have taken just like a figure, sir. Figure, teeth, right, sir, and the body internal part of structure. We will make it the design. First, I made it today. Now the design in process, sir. If human being figure. That if anybody, I'm floating in that planning, sir. If anybody caught up the finger, right, sir, we will make it the finger, and through the fiber, or you can say that based upon the fiber kind of material, plastic fiber material, we can make it, and it will be helpful for the in the medical purpose to assembly that one. And for the moment, I'm just started the work for a dent, teeth. Just one of my friend is in a dental doctor. I just given the suggestion, and we are in the cavity preparation of the teeth. Once it will be made, then with the required composite material, we can able to make the, you can say that model and model. Both model and model means the die casting.
That understood.
So model and model, both we want to plan it. If it will be success, and I'm confident that we will success within 1 to 2 months, we will get it success. So if it will be happen, then can we drive this system towards the entrepreneurs?
Yeah, definitely, because it will be one of the business model, and you got a good revenue stream, because any business has to earn money. So it will be a good revenue model, and your market is very wide actually. A lot of people are having this problem getting models, and you have just demonstrated that. Even medical doctors will like to have. Okay. Apart from medical students and college laboratories, and especially all laboratories will like to have, because earlier days gone, you are doing physical things, but that is banned. Animal rights and all those things are there. So this will be very good really. Even many doctors have seen, when you visit clinic, they have the live model, that whatever plastic, all those things. So if a 3D printing is much accurate, you can work it out. I really will definitely support it, and a very good thing item really.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks, Kaliji. Thanks to Kaliji for actually sharing your insights.
No, we are doing also, sir. Sunil sir also supporting.
Just to add on that sir was saying, actually, as for the new education policy and as for the entrepreneurship policy also, that is Startup India.
And along with me, sir, 3 to 4 students are working. Actually, I'm just giving the training that how to make the design that one, and how to take the printout with the message.
Okay. So just to add on what Sanjeeb sir was telling, actually, and we will be moving to next guest of honor, sir, for his speech also. As per the new education policy and as per the Startup India policy, if students are not actually having the labs in around their local area, what they can do is, whatever the universities or colleges are having those labs, the physical labs, they can very well go there, ask for the support. Institutions need to support all those entrepreneurs in and around states, districts, and of course cities and towns also. So they are being actually, there has been definite guideline which has been issued by Government of India and the state government also for the same. So all can take the support of this. Moving to next, of course, Arpita ji, please roll over to the next round.
Thanks, Pradeep ji. So after hearing our chief guest, Dr. Sanjeeb Patjoshi ji, here I invite on the platform our guest of honor, Dr. A.V.N.L Sharma, Professor and Dean Academic, GIET University, Gundupur, Odisha. Before I call upon for his address, let me give a short introduction about him. Well, Dr. A.V.N.L Sharma, Professor and Dean Academics with more than 2 decades of experience in academics and 1 decade in industry, He has mentored or designed, monitored, and evaluated various academic systems and currently assisting the university for meeting the various compliance requirements of accreditation agencies. So we are really honored and privileged to have you on board with us, sir. Welcome. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, madam. Namaskar and greetings from GIET University to one and all. My dear students, teachers, and distinguished guests, Dr. Sanjeeb Patjoshi, IPS, Arpita Srivastav, Pradeep Singh, Sunil M. Potina, CEO, ACIC. At the outset, it is our proud privilege to be associated with the G20 presidency on this auspicious inauguration, along with our chief guest, Dr. Sanjeeb Patjoshi. I welcome one and all to these learning portals of GIET University, Gunupur. Welcome, madam, and welcome all guests.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah. Today, I have been given a topic that is related to how educational institutions play an important role during India's G20 presidency. Well, to begin my talk, let us remember the missile man, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, his few quotes like, learning gives creativity. Creativity leads to thinking. Thinking provides knowledge, and knowledge makes you great. This is a great motivational, which he has really practiced in his life. And we know his entire biography from where to where he reached, and he is still remembered, and he will be remembering as long as the India flourishes. I tell you, along with him, we are having so many other scientists who has contributed to this India before independence and even after independence, like C.V. Raman, J.C. Bose, S.N. Bose, Meghanand Sahu, Homi Bhabha, C.N.R. Rao, who made contributions to this world-class science by providing knowledge-based society and prosperity. The new benchmark in education. The new benchmark in the education can be achieved by the National Education Policy 2020, which is awesome, and that gives us the guiding path as per the requirements of G20's perspectives. So I would like to highlight the essence of G20 or G20, where our institutions can contribute, like excellence in education, holistic wellness, and leading the change. So when I say excellence in education, I certainly mean the transforming context. The transforming context means it is an experiential learning, as rightly said by our chief guest, experiential learning and development. One small example I would like to give, the aircraft might be the licensing platform which DGCA is giving. We have theory and we also have the practical on live machines, where we consider the aeroplanes and the helicopters or drones as live machines. So the students are trained live on it. And you can see all those students who have been trained so far under DGCA's observation, I feel they are doing an excellent job worldwide. The number of accidents are less, and they are really highly appreciated. They have made a good living. They have been contributing to the society. Then yeah, I think somebody has to
Request other to please mute yourself.
Yeah.
Samhita, please mute others.
Yeah, the next part is the life learning skills. The life learning skills like personal skills, interpersonal skills, thinking skills, social skills, and all these are embedded in our new education policy, given a right direction. Our new education policy is really awesome, where contrast to earlier education system, you have a common course for all the first 3 semesters, where a student will go undergo, and the major is decided only in the subsequent semesters along with the minor, where he can select his own basket of subjects such that it can be useful in his skilling, reskilling, or entrepreneurship, or whether he want to go for government jobs or whether he want to go for UPSC. So it suits to all his requirements. For example, if you take any UPSC examinations, suppose, for example, a commerce student, he has to study so many other things in that, and he can select any subject that he wishes to prosper in that particular line. Similarly, mastering life. So when I say mastering life, he has to discover himself, enhance the wellness, transform self, mastering self, impact the social life. So all these ingredients, the Indian knowledge system has inbuilt in it, so where we can contribute to G20 nations in the right appropriate fashion. And when it comes to the educational importance, I would like to suggest that our students, why not the G20 students, they need to focus. They need to focus on the following challenges which are faced by the global scenario, like the climate crisis, which everybody are seeing. When I say climate crisis, I certainly mean the unprecedented rainfalls which we have seen recently, the unprecedented rainfalls with the floods, the global warming, the melting of glaciers, drought and famine, and forest fires. These are all the burning issues of today, and there should be a solution for this, which our young generation can provide to. Similarly, the economic inequality and also insecurity, ethnic wars. We are just seeing so many wars right now. Ethnic wars and unrest among public. Similarly, threat of recession. It's a live example. We have seen so many software companies, they are taking a precautionary measure. And similarly, cost of living crisis, power crisis, health care, food security, digital transformations to the grassroots level, because most of the societies, they are in the remote areas where the bandwidth problem is existing. Similarly, talent shortage. Recession is a part of this. Industry is dynamic. The same set of skills are not working over a period of time during our days, but now it has become day-to-day affair. So talent shortage, and similarly, the cyber crimes. The more software advancements are there, the cyber crimes are proportionately increasing. So these are all the challenges where our youth, our educational institutions, they can focus on it and make sure that an amicable solution can be provided. And apart from that, I will just quote something on food security. Because food is the vital thing which keeps our society running. So nowadays I can see there is something called as genetically modified crops. When we say genetically modified crops, we can modify DNA to the required nutrition value. Required nutrition value can be developed in the crops and make them drought resistant and also might be pest resistant. So thereby the investment on agriculture will come down and it will lead to more profits, which is the burning problem in India. The cost of farmers cultivating has grown such a way that there is a lot of unrest. So a solution need to be developed on might be the genetically modified crops, which will going to solve the solution. And similarly, I would like to highlight one more concept called as the Gurukul Cool program. So when I say Gurukul Cool program, where the students, they can be given a hand-holding effort by every teacher. Where, as I told you earlier, students, they require a hand-holding in the initial days, such that they can blossom into the real requirements of the society, where more focus is to be given on life learning skills, which is very less addressed in the academics. And similarly, the mastering life, because these are the two areas which our ancients has practiced in the Gurukul system. So that system needs to be adopted in the new educational policies, such that really it is going to serve the purpose of G20 nations. So I strongly recommend that the education institutions should ensure leadership of highest quality and promote institutional culture of excellence. Institutional culture of excellence by attaining highest level of accreditations. When I say highest level of accreditations, we need to maintain ourselves the standards of quality by going for re-accreditation as and when the programs are demanding, and never make a step down effort. Keep on improving the quality, as our chief guest was telling. So quality plays an important role. Then we have to achieve the status of independent, self-governing, and pursuing innovation and excellence in the world rankings. That is another particular mechanism where we can guide the world such that our knowledge system is going to be always better, and it is going to give solutions to the world-class problems. And finally, there are various funding organizations in India and abroad where we can utilize them by providing an amicable solutions, like we have DBT, DST, DAE, ICAR, ICMR, ICHR, UGC, as well as various private and philanthropic people. As we have just now seen, our chief guest, he has sponsored on his mother's name to those young entrepreneurs who can come forward. He is willing to contribute to them and give a hand-holding effort. So we have such people. Only thing is, the students, they need to raise to the occasion. So finally, what I would like to say is, I would just like to might be quote a few lines of Ratanji Tata. It is going to be really motivational. So in one of his meeting with the students, he has quoted the following lines, like, none can destroy iron, but its own rust can. Likewise, none can destroy a person, but its own mindset can. We have heard people say, and saddened by to a great extent, that this has been the function of not to grow with a view that something cannot be done. And you, in the years ahead and shaping the destiny of this country, you look at the world around you where individuals started in garages, like, as sir has already told, Apple, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook. From some of these things, that they have really come up from garages with almost a minimum investment. The technologies that don't require billions of dollars to establish, that make a big, big difference. A Nobel Prize winner will never tell he won the Nobel Prize. It is for the society to speak for it. Man or make a difference, they come from ideas that the people felt something could be done. If you think you can't make a difference, I would say you very well can make a difference if you so desire. Based on the prosperity you gain for yourself, but you should go home at night feeling satisfied if you have made a difference. Enterprising young Indian engineers and scientists and students of tomorrow continues to be there, and all of us should be pleased to play this role and need to support this, because all of us should be keen to unleash the Indian tiger, as we have seen the peacock and the starting of our program. Similarly, so let all of us put our hearts and soul behind this. So this is going to be the new India of tomorrow. Ups and downs in life are very important to keep us going, because a straight line, even in an ECG, means we are not alive. So these are the famous words that Ratan Chatterjee has told, and we really get motivated by his excellent speech. So with these few words, I would like to thank the people who has given me this opportunity to vent my ideas. Thank you, one and all.
Thanks a lot, sir. It was really a very overwhelming speech. Can I have a huge applaud from all of you for sir? See, we need those mentors to guide our youth. It was really a very enlightening speech, sir. Glad to have you with us on board.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
So can I request my IT team to present a certificate of gratitude to a guest of honor? Over to you, Pradeep ji.
Thanks, Arpita ma'am. Thanks to sir. Of course, I was amazed to listen those encouraging words. Why? Because whenever I feel low, I keep on reading these entrepreneurs, Sir Ratan Tata Ji, or the visionary leaders or the education leaders which we have actually in the past and the present. So this is very encouraging. But coming towards sir, actually pointers which sir was saying actually, or sharing towards how an education institution can actually be a benchmark for G20 nations. Firstly, the Indian knowledge system. Across globe, nowhere you will find such knowledge system which we have actually. So we need to identify and we need to utilize that. Utilize this across all the education institutions, be it primary, secondary, or higher educations. The G20 students, this is a very new acronym which sir actually used, and we also used for this, that G20 students can go across the nation. It's not only for the G20 nations or the G20 students. Global students can also come down to these G20 countries and G20 education institutions. The economic unrest which sir was talking about, the cost of living standard, which is actually directly or indirectly proportional to this economic unrest, the crisis which he was covering on, that is food security crisis or rural to urban connect, or of course the talent shortcuts or the talent shortage, because so much disruption is there. You might be seeing nowadays, now everybody is looking forward towards chat GPT. So again, a second level disruption is coming. Actually, it's not coming, it is there. Now, my son, yesterday I was just chatting with my son, what is this chat GPT? Okay, frame one agenda for me. I have a meeting tomorrow, frame one agenda for me. That chat GPT has given that agenda. Although they were not knowing, that chat GPT is not knowing which function we are going to conduct. But a definite agenda for any of the meetings, it's been given by chat GPT. So you can amaze, you can think of what this disruption is and where we are leading towards. And because of this disruption, the talent shortage is there. Secondly, because of this technical disruption, the crisis, that is the cyber crisis, is increasing more and more. So we need to think for these things also. And yes, what sir has said, that education institutions, they should having leadership quality and the institutional benchmarks, that is institutional standards. It should be there with all the education and academic institutions, because we need to exhibit across globe that we are at par with you. So I truly agree with this, and I truly congratulate sir actually for guiding us, for mentoring our students, for guiding at our platform, guiding to all these students, that how the education institutions can be a leverage towards the G20 nations. I request IT team to actually present a token of gratitude to our chief guest of honor, sir. Sangmitra, please share the token of gratitude. Thanks, sir. It's a short, in a very short duration, you have guided us towards how the education institutions are and how they can actually develop a system where students can actually become a tomorrow's leader, or students can become a institutional benchmark for all the other countries which we are actually focusing for or targeting for, that is G20 nations. Thank you to A.V.N.L Sharma sir. Thank you to institutions, ACIC. Thank you to all the staff members. Thank you to all the officials, those who are joined today. Over to you, Arpita. Sangmitra, you can close this. And once after closing of that closing note of Arpita, I request Sangmitra to please reschedule that particular video with audio clearly. Why I have shared that particular video is because I am talking about the harmony, and the nature is one set of framework which is actually giving harmony to all. That is what the last point of the show, and that is why I have shared that particular video to my IT team. That today we will not be doing this what you call welcoming video with the Aarti, but we will be opening and closing that particular set of today's inaugural with that particular video. So Sangmitra, over to you. And after the closing note of Arpita ji, please do schedule that particular video. Thank you.
Well, my dear learners, what a power-packed inaugural session we had under the mentorship of our chief guest and the guest of honor, right? Can we have thumbs up from all you all? And I must say, the G20 presents a great opportunity for India to showcase many of its resources and provide leadership to several challenges the world is facing. And to summarize in a nutshell, as everyone is quoting, so let me also quote, under the presence of our Dean Academics, I would again to quote from the educational sector. So there is a very interesting quote from Munira Loliwala. She's from the Team Leads Digital, where she says, education has always been the great leveler, as it has been the key to enabling social mobility. So that's what we all are intending for our youth. So hereby, that I have to say. And over to you, Samrita, what Pradeep ji has said. I think sound, is there any sound, Pradeep ji? Because we cannot hear any sound.
By the time I request all those who are there on the board, please switch on your videos so that we can have a joint photograph also with all the attendees present in the platform for today's inaugural session. Sangmitra, will you take that screenshot of all the attendees?
Sure, sir. Just a minute.
To let us know, Sangmitra, that if it is done.
See, I can see such bright faces on the cameras, right? Why you all guys hide? All are so good looking and beautiful. Why you don't want to show your face to the world? Yes? Mr. Panda, then I have Vaishnavi. Ananya.
can have it.
I love this
Hey,
girl,
Google.
Malati.
She is
She is, I must say, she's so vibrant. I'm really mesmerized with her personality.
she knows actually what to be done at what time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Keep
Hello,
yours.
Google. Hey, Google. Okay, Google. Call Kalyani.
So all our learners are very dynamic, as I can see everyone. Mr. Patnaik, Kumari, Hussain, right?
Samitra,
Ananya
do let us
Rai.
know that it's been done so that we can close for the day.
Yes, sir. I took the picture, sir.
Okay, okay. And what about video? Because we didn't hear that sound behind that.
Yes, that sound was missing.
I'm actually trying. I'm actually working on it right now, like how to play the video.
Okay, leave it.
I'll just
And
take a few more minutes.
no worries on that. Okay.
I think
Thank you,
Pradeep ji,
guys.
we can request, we can send that video to everyone, I guess.
That I will.
Yeah.
Thank you to Honorable Chief Guest and thank you to Guest of Honor for today's inaugural session. It was very enlightening and very encouraging to listen how institutions can actually support and how the society can support young entrepreneurs and how India can become a president in terms of not the official president, in terms of action also, how India can preside the things over G20 nations and also the globe. Thank you to all again. We will be meeting tomorrow again with different set of speakers for G20 project, that is SOCH, and likewise we will be meeting for next I must say 6 to 8 weeks for these G20 nations project. So thank you to all. Good evening and jai.
Thank
Good
you.
evening, Jahan.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Pradeep ji, and
Thank
entire
you, sir.
Atmanirbhar learning team, and thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Dean sir, for taking the time in a very short notice and enlightening us with great moments. Thank you, and thank you, Sanjeev sir. Very happy to meet you, and I really, your inspiring speech would definitely going to give a lot of motivation for this upcoming students who have joined for G20 presidency. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Really.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'm ending up for the day.
Thank you.